Hello, everyone. We're recording in the new DNR luxury suite here. It's all virtual. We didn't go anywhere or do anything, but like it's more expensive. So hey, I'm Jason. I'm the Dungeon Master, and for the last time, for realsies, stamp no erases, I'm speaking with the Gray. And let's go around the table and introduce them. Let's go with Karen.
Oh, hi. I'm Karen, and I played Delphine Gray.
And Michael.
I'm Michael, and I played Takar, your favorite Minotaur.
So sad.
They're not dead, guys. It's fine. Like, you can come back. Like, it's... and Mandy.
Hi guys, this is Mandy, and I played Lee Argent, the human fighter.
And last and certainly not least, Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I played Tobin, the monk tiefling.
So we're going to cover a lot of ground, and this is going to be an informal chat. So feel free to interrupt, crosstalk, yell, just throw something. It's fine because it's all on video. So it's going to be like one of those Real Housewives reunions. Like we're really want to,
What was the reason?
I was looking
one
for
of you has to be named like, just something you do, not the graphics card.
No.
Oh God.
1 second, no.
Oh man, that's really great for the bit though. He's so mad. So out of the gate, first question, because we got, I'm sure you guys are pretty well aware that we always take the temperature after an arc, and obviously with Patreon and everything like that, we really wanted to kind of ask the listenership what we've been doing right, what we've been doing wrong, and we always get feedback on arcs. And I wanted to know, generally, how do you feel it went from your first episode, like setting sail for Thlor, and then the last one with you impaling someone's face? Like, how do you feel it went? Like on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah. Want to elaborate at all?
Yeah. I'll, for your numbers, I'd say 8. But I think we just really gelled together. Like we were like, we really, I don't know, we were able to like pick things up and hand things off, and it was pretty fun. I got to talk more because I wasn't so reserved and nervous, because it's not my first time being on a podcast or whatever. And it was fun to just let go and go crazy and get into weird situations. And yeah, it was fun.
Did you get to scratch the itch that like Anvin didn't give you? Like you kind of...
Oh yeah.
Like you...
Anvin was always the like, I gotta be careful. I better think things through. I need to like calculate everything and make sure. And then like just this whole like all in my head. And it was just like, here it was like, I'm gonna hit that because yeah. And that goes for both the brothel and the person I was trying to kill.
I still want art done. I mean, we're on Thlor in the new book. I think we need like we need like, it'll be the first in our books, like just a centerfold, just a 3-page spread that that's what we need.
Togue Bree, Therian After Dark needs to have
that. We need to collaborate with, she's going to ask you a lot of personal questions about Tuck, Michael, so just get ready. Alex, what about you? How do you feel just overall, like generally it went?
I had fun. I think it was one of the, I've only been on, including some of the Patreon stuff where I died. I feel like I've been in quite a few games, right? But I think this one for me was more about getting to play a character that I would play with like a home group. Because Braylon in the, I guess, arc 1 and 2 was kind of like slotted in for the need of the group. And this wasn't anything you told me to do. It was just kind of like, I saw the need, what I should do. And so, Tobin being a monk, I always want to play a monk, felt like a character I would play with friends, and I was playing with friends, so it felt really natural. And like more to Michael's point, we could pick up and put things down really easily. People were picking up cues. I've played with Karen before, so I got to see a different side of her entirely, where she's like the leader, and it was great. I love seeing that. It was awesome.
Captain.
I really wanted to explore that because usually the leader role is thrust upon someone. You knew going in that like it's part of your backstory. It's part.
Yeah.
So like, did you regret that at any point, or was it?
I mean, literally every episode.
Okay.
What do you think about this? I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, you picked the wrong. The group is literally your name. Like it is
Literally.
very much the wrong role.
I maybe I was like delusional when like I was like, what do you guys think about this? I think it'd be really cool. And then like decisions. And I was like, I don't want to make all the decisions for everybody. Because like, what if somebody wants to do something different and I don't want to rain on anyone's parade?
And we were like, yeah, make the decision.
Yeah. Nobody else wants to make
I was
that.
like, well, what do we do, boss? What do you say, boss?
Yep.
Every time I heard boss, I was like, it just had like a little shiver. I was like, ugh.
It was like when I remember the last arc with Anvin, where being in a leadership role and then having like Rob with you, like that pressure of like, I cannot, say something so elegantly. I'm like, yeah, free them slaves, like it's and then having that, like, you're going into a meeting, you're gonna have a conversation, and you're just gonna be like, how do I make sure this goes out the way you want it? And so you get in your head. So I totally, every time it was like, okay, Karen, what's going to happen? I was like, I remember these feelings.
You're in charge of this meeting. What's your PowerPoint look like? Like I wasn't even ready.
Yep.
You brought some of that on yourself because like you literally made spreadsheets and you're like, guys, I got this. And then by episode 3 or 4, you were like, no. Like I don't wanna. Like I didn't. like you clock out of your job, and then you'd come here, and it's like clock into your job, like your new job. Is there something you guys wanted to accomplish that we just never got around to, like some story thing? Obviously, there's backstory stuff, but anytime there's backstory stuff, and it happened a few times. In this arc specifically, someone's backstory is literally on a different continent.
Yep.
And it's tough to, it's kind of tough to just
all
like,
of us.
we'll just zip on over. Like, like it. So beyond stuff like that, was there something that you just didn't get to?
I wanted to do more boat stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we were harbored at West, there. And it was just like, okay, blew up. But still, like, go to different places and do more boat stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I think explore the continent a little more, because I know we did, like, the first game was an expedition on the little island to fight the chickens, Cocktrace.
Oh, the chickens.
And that was a really cool, like, there's new monsters here, and we got a little bit of it when we fought I'm not in my head. I want to say Venusaur, but I know that's not what its name was.
Venusaur?
Yeah.
Close enough.
I know.
That episode was
Evolves.
entitled "Fuck Nintendo." Like that.
Hey,
like that
what's up, Pokemon Company? Come at me. What's up?
Yeah.
But like
That's why we're changing everything. We hope if we put a mustache on, they won't know us anymore and they won't get sued.
But I think finding more of those creatures is something that I don't think we did a lot of. But again, our campaign was focused on, hey, you're going to be figuring out how to make deals in between these two groups and not get caught. And then, of course, we got caught. It doesn't, it went a different way entirely. But seeing more monsters, I think, would have been cool. That's just something I felt was missing. Just to add to that, though, like on the other side of that, I didn't expect us to be doing as much negotiations as we did. So that was cool. Like, I know we were weapons dealers, but like it seemed everyone's character at some point got involved in negotiations, whether it be for weapons or for drugs or for anything. It was just like, even though we're not built to be charismatic characters, Tuck and myself, we still ended up making deals or dodging deals from people. which is very
Mhm.
interesting to me.
That actually brings up something else that I really liked was the deal in the beginning of this arc where you get to have like a really bad dump stat
Yeah.
and then like an amazing stat. So I don't know how many times that con saved me, but just to trade stupidity for con was just it was so weird but great.
I am very much looking forward to Cortex, obviously, but there are things I'm going to miss about D&D. Just those backbone stats of like you're so trained to not want to have a dump stat like ever if you can get away with it. So it was nice to kind of experiment with that for our I didn't know it was going to be our last arc with D&D, but like that was nice to be able to experiment with that because obviously with Amvin you kind of got the short end of that stick. That was just luck decided. But you mentioned boat stuff, and I love high seas adventure stuff. I love all that. D&D killed my love of anything ship related because it is the most tedious affair. Like, have you ever run ship combat in D&D?
I did once.
Did you enjoy it?
I had to change some things for sure because I ran the Salt Marsh campaign, which is one of my favorites, to be honest.
Right.
Salt Marsh story lore wise, it's got exactly what you're talking, like swashbuckling, ship stuff, pirates, treasures, all the good stuff. And it's like, well, here's an entire section on boats, which you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And you go into it and you're like, it's the same boat 3 times, and then another one is the same boat 2 times. I want more boats. This is a little underwhelming.
No.
Yeah.
It's also janky. It's like playing a bad European game where like you're like boats stop on a dime. They could just corner like they're in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like it's.
I think there are some better
just have
homebrew
that-
stuff online. I remember using some homebrew boats.
If anybody out there, let me plug a friend. I guess Guy over at How to Be a Great GM. Like he published a book that is all about. I have it on the shelf. It's 10 times better than what was in the Wizards book. That's not to throw shade at Wizards because, like you said, the campaign's awesome. It's just to me, it's like, oh, we're finally getting ship rules, and then it just didn't quite get there.
Yeah, you know how they
Just
do all the
didn't,
errata books,
Didn't
kind of like
quite
Tasha's
get there.
and
Just
Xanathar's. I
didn't,
feel like they should
like,
do one for boats
Didn't
specifically.
quite get there.
You know, like revamp the ship combat again, or even pull in your boy over there from how to be a great GM and maybe get him on a guest appearance on the book, because I know they love to do that. But boats were one area where I feel like you have this plethora of lore and you have this like almost boundless chest of everything that has to do with ship combats and history and all that. And you just like, well, let's get a one scoop. And that's Salt Marsh. That's the Salt Marsh boat combat section. Here you go.
You could do so much with it too, because unlike just camping for the night, you're on a boat that's traveling over the area. So you could create so many different custom adventures and experiences that change on a dime without having to change your ship on a dime, because this isn't Fast and Furious. But you could I watch my kids and I were watching what's that Disney movie with the pirate that flies through
Caribbean?
space? Treasure Planet.
Oh, Treasure Planet.
Planet.
Oh, Treasure Planet.
I was saying the
good one.
that's Pirate
Oh,
6.
I like Pirates of the Caribbean, bro. What's up, bro?
Do you like 4?
Okay, the first one only really exists.
No, of course not.
Okay.
1 and 2.
I like 3 because come on, that
alright.
end with the
It's cool.
ship exploding and the fucking
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
yeah. 3's fine.
I like
I think I've ever seen the third one.
I stopped
I
at
mean,
3. I just couldn't
you should stop at 3.
like
4 is where they get all the new cast. Like, oh, I'm the son of this person. And you're like, nope.
no. Because Orlando Bloom doesn't look like he aged 20 years in between. I'm
Are
sorry.
you telling me Jack Sparrow didn't age at all the entire fucking time? Come on.
I mean, he might have been preserved with rum, maybe. Like we just like
yeah.
especially
Yeah,
if like
that's true.
Keith David is
His dad?
this is his dad, right?
It's his dad, yeah. The Pirate King.
Keith
No,
not
he's
Keith
the-
David.
Keith Richards?
Keith Richards. That's what I was like. It's like Keith David is Goliath. Like
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
And then I was gonna go Keith Baker. It's like, nope, that's D&D. You dumb fuck. Like that's okay. There's questions from the Discord, and I'm going
It's
to.
all about Jerry. I don't
It's
want to
not all about Jerry, but
It's
I
all-
figured
I already know.
That was like the one thing I was like terrified about for like ship travel is just like
What is
what
Jerry
our
gonna do to
crew
us?
is actually capable of doing.
I think I have my notes still on when we first generated our crew, and I was like, "This is going to be great." And then we
Yeah.
We did not do ourselves
no.
any favors.
No,
No.
we chose those characters.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
you
think
did.
it was because
Yeah.
we made them like, hey, we want to make the story funny and interesting. That's how we generated the characters.
We could have made one of them
Yeah, we did.
efficient,
Yeah.
None of them
One
were
of
like,
them
oh, I've sailed.
book
Yeah.
and smart.
I do want to
like-
say
Go-getters.
you never actually got
This
to
person
see
is
them
OCD.
in their element, right? You guys weren't at sea.
Except fucking Jerry.
Jerry's always in his element. That's his secret.
That's right. That's a specialty.
He adapts to any situation. So
Mhm.
let's rip the Band-Aid off.
God.
Let's talk about Jerry. One of the questions that we had from lovely listeners was it a bit? Did you actually dislike Jerry? Or did you
No, I hate
decide
Jerry.
to really keep it on because Discord liked him? Did that
Both. What the fuck?
Nope.
What do you mean?
I mean, yeah.
So, okay, at first it's like, oh, it's a joke. This guy's incompetent, whatever. But then when everyone, I don't know why this happened. It's probably Jason's fault now I think about
What did
it.
I do?
But like,
You picked
because
his personality.
You drove it right into the sun. You're like, this is perfect.
Because
Literally, all I said was the word gross, and that just like
and Jerry
how did
Grossman
that-
was
do,
born.
Gross.
do the fans know that Jerry's a
Yeah.
racist? Huh? You used to like him now?
Whoa, whoa! I
Whoa.
think we need proof. Like if we got like,
No.
but
no,
wow,
you can't. I'm canceling him right now. I'm just
Oh,
gonna say
wow.
it. He's gonna
Yes, that's fair.
modern
with that.
politics. Everybody, we don't.
No, Jerry's fine. Okay, I didn't hate him at first. It wasn't until the other stuff started happening in the kitchen, you know, the fucking
Yeah, no,
fire.
Yeah.
The harder
That's
he
an O.
tried, I'm doing roles on this side, and it's like, man, I want him to be good at one thing one time, right? And he literally got to ride in and kind of save the day a little, but then instantly kind of like sidestep. Because do you know, just in this arc, do you know how many characters I tried to introduce, like the Raven, the fuck, like, and they just die instantly or explode. The Vampire Boy in fucking
Yeah.
arc, 3, and then just like stuff just happened. Jerry's my one shining light, where like he got to go in, and it's like he lived. He's the boy
He did.
who lived,
He did live.
and now he's out there. He's just.
But all the others
I'm
fucking
so
died.
sad.
I know.
Except maybe
Oh, fucking Jonas, bro.
Jonas.
Fucking Jonas. SEAL Team 6 Jonas, dude. No, but you're right. At the end, when Jerry saved us, Alex, the player, was like, God damn it, I do like Jerry now. Shit.
Nope.
And then in Tobin, I like to think that in Tobin's mind, he was like superstitious, like, how the fuck is this guy alive? Like, how did he survive enslavement?
It's both, because I got that question too. It's like, how did that guy survive? It's like they didn't want him. Like it was. So, like,
Yeah. And that's
I mean, it's like, yeah, they didn't want to. Yeah, like it's not worth the labor. Like it's like if you got to babysit.
He ended up going all the way around the scale of like captured. You're gonna be served for the rest of your life, and he's so bad that it's like no, bye, get out. Like
no.
we don't even,
Go
it's
away.
like a bad movie, right?
Get out.
Yeah, like a bad movie. It's like this movie knows it's bad, and it just fucking embraces it, and everyone's like, it's so good because it's so bad. The Room. Jerry is The Room.
I would dare say almost Neil Breenian.
I knew
it's
you were
almost.
fucking bringing
You
it up.
gotta rep the breed, guys. If you're bringing up bad movies,
No.
He's working on another one, right? I saw on Twitter
yeah.
a month ago. He said,
Yep.
"I'm filming in the next big film."
Yep.
It's like, okay,
If you guys
No.
stop giving him
Absolutely
like,
not.
attention, maybe
He
No,
does.
dude.
I
Into
have
the ether.
financially supported every one of his films, and I will continue. Guys, look up Neil Breen if you haven't. Like,
you only
yeah,
have
no,
yourself.
I'm not
You know what?
blaming
Blame
him.
you, Jason.
I'm having a watch party when it comes out, and you're all.
Bro,
Jason's
It was-
gonna be in one of those movies.
No!
He's
I'm
gonna be
not.
in one of those
Oh my
movies.
God, I would be so honored, Mr. Breen, if you're listening.
That'd be awesome.
I'm close
Just-
by. I know you only film in Vegas. Like I'm right here. I'll drive. I'll do it. Like,
Was it Arizona?
no, it's
I think
it's always
it was
Vegas.
It was Vegas. Yeah.
Every one of his movies.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. It'd be cool and funny.
That should
to
be
meet
his
the guy.
next title.
It would be hilarious to meet the guy because like
I
he's doing something right.
No.
He's doing something right.
Creepy.
mean, this is what, his 6th film? Like,
Yeah.
just saying.
He worded it really cool in his Twitter post too. It's the 6th masterpiece or something like that. I was like,
He's
I was
gotta
like,
know. He's
This guy
gotta
knows.
know.
he knows what he's doing. He knows how deep other people are, and he's like, "Fuck it, bro."
Yeah.
Like, if they're gonna let me do it. Why stop?
If you're gonna give me money for me to pose in front of a green screen, I will take your money. And like,
And I won't buy props with it.
no. I don't know, man. Did you see his beard in the last? It was so real.
Beard was better than the mustache for sure.
So, if you guys were to cast a movie, let's say, who would play your character
Brad
as
Pitt.
they appeared? Not. Like,
That's where I got the thing about him eating from. Was from the Ocean series. Brad Pitt's character's always eating something.
Yeah.
And they introduce him.
Oh, Kelsey sent me like forwarded a tweet to me of this really hot lesbian that looked just like Lee,
Oh.
just like not blonde, but like this wiry, like older butch lady. I was just like, oh my God. So I'd pick her. I don't know who she was. I think she was famous because she's getting her pictures taken, but I was like, her.
you heard it here first. Older butch lesbian, everyone. That is wiry.
Or Gillian Anderson.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
That's who I based her on. Just a hot, like, cool lady.
Those are two
Yeah.
different vibes you're putting out. Like, just
Yeah.
I mean, Gillian Anderson can put some butch vibes
I
sometimes.
get-
She's got to get a little. I think she's got
Mm.
a little more muscle, probably a little lean muscle. I
yeah,
think she'd fit.
if she
still.
she put some muscle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I could see that.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
so-
maybe
I'm
a
so
Lucy
happy now.
Lawless.
Mhm.
Nice, yeah.
I dig Lucy
Mhm,
Lawless
mhm,
and
mhm.
stuff now because like she just has fun with role. Like I loved her in Parks and Rec and stuff. Like it was just
Oh,
yeah, she was awesome.
She's a fun lady.
Battlestar Galactica, also
love her.
great.
Cena.
I'd say Dave Bastia for me for
Batista? Wow, that is
Batista.
Yeah, Batista.
Yeah.
Bautista. I know that's how you actually pronounce his name. I'm sorry, I watched wrestling for too long. He's Batista. Like he's obviously we need some CG, but like
He'll do it.
oh yeah, he'll do it. Shit. Tobin.
What?
I mean, who would you cast as Tobin?
I mean, okay, look, one of them is obviously Brad Pitt. I already told you right away. But I mean, the inspiration. That's the weird part about it is when I was thinking about him, it was like it was never characters that would look like him. It was always people that had inspiration from him. It's like Jackie Chan obviously was one of the biggest sources of inspiration, right? Because it's drunken style,
Mm-hmm.
the monk martial arts. But one that in my head I just kept returning to was the I don't know his name, but he's like this young, I want to say actor from Hong Kong who's been in the Ip Man series. He was in Ip Man 2 as his student. He was the Ip Man's first student who got in trouble by fighting the other gang of or martial arts school. That guy, but just with longer hair. I just for some reason kept seeing him when I was like trying to come up with his motivations and stuff. But that would be that actor is one of them for sure. And also a little bit of like I would have to say if we're gonna stick with the original theme, a younger Jackie Chan with long hair. Like I can't unsee it.
What about Delphine? Older butch lesbian, then that's what you get.
That's the one.
yeah,
Neat.
that's-
Older
Yeah.
butch lesbian, let's do
That's
it.
right.
I mean, I don't like watch a ton.
well,
of,
then,
like, movies
okay,
and
everybody's
stuff,
got
so
to
I don't really
cast
have-
Delphine for Karen.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see.
the only thing it's just like some like because I'm like like I did see like Socialite or something, but like also kind of
Mm.
business savvy.
Reese Witherspoon, younger.
Yeah, there we go. Or like a young.
Oh
Cindy
yeah,
Lauper.
Yeah,
I
I
can
was
see
just
that.
thinking
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock.
You know what I kept seeing also was like the younger Elizabeth Shue, right? Because she was in some action movies and stuff back in the day, and she also has that commanding presence, like on The Boys when she's in charge of. What's his name?
yeah.
She's a businesswoman. And she's
I was also thinking. Oh, go
no,
on.
no. That's
Sorry.
it. That's all I was gonna say.
I was thinking like Julia Roberts,
Yeah.
like a younger. Like I think of Pretty Woman, and I think about like I don't know, just because there's like scenes in there where she could like badass.
see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Mhm.
So it seems like a
The more commanding
powerful,
side.
powerful woman in general. It seems like that's what we're going for. We're steering towards
Yeah.
Yeah.
powerful businesswoman.
You know what? Hot
Mhm,
take.
mhm.
I'm gonna go with Brad Pitt. I think he could pull it off. Like Moneyball Brad Pitt. Like I could see it. Like it's just, I don't
Yeah.
know why. I just
Okay. All right. I mean, if he's down, put him in.
You know, I was also thinking for Tuck, if not Dave, you could also do like not really an actor anymore, or really ever was, but Hulk Hogan in a sense. Like, I see that right.
Michael,
That face
Michael, I
on
need to
these
tell you
walls.
some things about Hulk Hogan and his
he's
beliefs and
into that.
opinions.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. I was just thinking about like when I think about bad tropes.
Yeah,
When I
no.
think about like Tuck, and I just like
We might not
Like,
we might not want that vibe on set. He has some
No.
opinions.
no,
That
no.
makes me
no.
sad. I used to
Oh, don't like Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Here's the
He's
thing.
bad
Like,
news.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
if you were a wrestling fan, you'd know Hulk Hogan he's been a piece of shit for 40 years. It's just he was also a secret racist, fucking homophobic piece of shit. So like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's real bad. I got a recording to send you later. I'll let you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she could just watch the reality
yeah,
show.
I
forgot
too.
about
Like,
that.
Also,
That's pretty
he puts
obvious.
His daughter in weird places. Like, oh yeah, he's
okay. I don't wanna
he's real
watch.
quick to like rub some
So
sunscreen. on
David
him.
is.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
Dave's a
Dave.
much better.
David is.
pick. Dave's a yeah.
He's a cute buddy too.
Yeah, Dave isn't bringing the '80s, the bad '80s, with him. He left them back there.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I get more of a Universal Soldier vibe from Batista. You know what I mean? Like that kind
Oh,
of
man.
cheesy 80s.
Bring back Universal Soldier.
I like that
Bring
movie.
back-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
That was a fun movie. I like that. Yeah.
Who would play Berkthal?
That the Nazi guy from Bastards.
Oh
Inglourious
my God,
Bastards.
Christoph Waltz!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that would be
Yeah.
great.
Yep. That's him.
Oh,
Right there.
yeah. I was picturing like a Daniel Day-Lewis type of thing, where like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like someone who
Mhm,
just
yeah.
throws themselves. Because, okay, full disclosure, I had a lot of fun antagonizing you guys. Like once you,
We
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Yes.
It
Don't
was
say.
not a secret.
You don't
You're not
say.
subtle
I, know-
about it.
I
What
so
was-
rarely get to play because look. Most times I would say my track record for boss fights is in the red. Definitely, I get more countesses than I get Berkthals. So like
Mhm.
having someone who clearly like gets the one up on you. Do you know how pissed off some listeners were? Where it was like, just like, let me first say, like, just fucking hammering on keyboards, just sending emails. And it's like, let me first say, that was a completely unfair fight. And I'm like, correct? And it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we know.
yeah. And we absolutely
Listeners, yeah,
do
we
it.
know.
Too.
We know.
it's
We
like
know.
yeah, not all fights are
I was
fair.
so
Yeah.
bitter.
Yeah.
I went to bed angry and then I woke up and was like, fine, that happened.
To me, it's more of like
I was like,
when we see the role, like when I reflect on the roles we had, I can be at peace easier. You know, like with the Patreon stuff,
Yeah.
the Monster Hunter Patreon group, we rolled like shit for one, and then we went the Diablo path instead of the hey, this is the normal path.
Yeah.
So
Sure did.
Yeah.
the deaths were to me like, hey, that shit, it happens. Like especially when you flip all the difficulty switches up, like, and we did
Yep.
that. Yeah.
and we didn't strategize. I mean, I picked the worst person to fight, and then I was like, I know this is a bad idea, but I'm all in. Like,
Yeah. That was that you stayed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I mean, and
stubborn.
trying to fight Berkthal with by continuously damaging him in real life probably would work, but in a turn-based tabletop RPG, he's gonna get a turn. Like,
Right.
That-
Again,
it might
I'm
not
not.
work.
I'm not trying to blow Cortex, but in Cortex, that damage would hinder him in an attack. So like
Mhm.
that would, D&D's just a different game. Like as long as you have one hit point, you're still swinging just as hard as you were if you had 200 hit points. It doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad for two things. One, specifically that character wasn't trying to kill anybody or whatever. He was much more egotistical than that. I'm really glad we got that hero's journey of you guys coming back and just fucking lancing him through the head. It was so good, Mandy. Like,
That
just
was awesome.
I don't know how I was like, oh, we're gonna lose this fight. So
I was like,
pulled
uh-oh.
How
it
many?
out.
I went down like 3 or 4 times. I don't remember how many times.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're boned. And it's like, oh, things are going okay.
But I mean, you
again.
guys did a lot of things. Like, okay, like Michael was just saying, is like, first of all, you saw something wasn't working and you changed it up. You didn't
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm just going to brick wall, like, just go through it. Like, I'm just going to push my way through with my face. And, and you changed things up. And then obviously luck was a little more on your side this time. So,
Yeah.
Do you know what I
was.
didn't do though? I realized this after halfway through that session when she cast that spell on me. I didn't use my ring at all or do the roll for this ring of turning.
there's,
Ring.
And that's why I kept asking, "Hey, is that a spell?"
damn, there's,
Like,
by that point, you guys were just coated in loot too. Like, that was a thing where
My gun.
every other turn, it's
Got a
like,
gun.
I think I have a thing. Like, honestly, that being such a long fight, that was one of the less painful, like, D&D fights I've had, considering that, like, it was a multi-tiered fight and there was outside influence in it. Like, it lasted a while. It was like 7-8 rounds, something like that. It was a long time.
Yeah. I think it's because not too many magic users.
That's-
So it's like, oh,
Yeah, that's true.
hit it
I'm gonna
again.
punch and
And
punch
hit
and
it.
punch.
Yeah,
There
I
were-
remember that, and I just realized we don't have a magic user. I completely forgot that our barbarian
I
was,
mean-
was our magic guy.
Literally every time anybody's like, we don't have this or we don't have that, I'm like
No,
sitting
but
right
you're
here.
clerics. Okay, but clerics.
I think it was like last arc, someone was like, oh yeah, we don't really have like a healer.
Oh, it's
And I'm like,
Okay, but
Yeah, you're my healer.
I'm literally a druid.
to be fair, in this arc, for the first 8 episodes, I think I can count on one hand how many healing spells you whipped out.
Oh, we didn't get in any fights.
That's
though.
no,
Like, we
I
weren't-
mean, even with the
Yeah.
cockatrices, like, it was.
you can't heal stone, bro.
No!
Yeah, you can't heal stone. I think I was so
Also, I believe there was one where I just like got knocked
You might
out
have,
right
yeah.
away,
Yeah.
so I didn't really have an opportunity.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
You
clerics.
never got potions.
Clerics
Jesus.
aren't the class cannons. Clerics are like the big healing jug that doesn't break easy.
Yeah.
You know.
So-
But yeah, we didn't have any
Still
like wizards who were like, we didn't have any Anvins,
Yeah.
even though we had the real Anvin in our team. We don't have any.
Do you guys think you changed, like, you tipped the scales in terms of, like, the war? Do you think, like, that's going to be
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure, 100%. Yeah.
I hope so, or else I'm gonna be pissed. We did good.
It's okay. I saw this question in the Discord too. Did you guys have, like, preconceived notions of each race when you went in, or was it just because you had negative reactions in game?
I did. I mean,
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, the Lion folk are proud, basically warriors, and the Githzerai or the Gith are kind of nose up, intelligent. We don't do the groundwork. We have others do it for us, kind of people, and that's why they didn't get along. It made sense to me, like story wise, and then mechanics wise. We never fought Lion folk, but when we fought Gith, I was like, oh, they are who we thought they were for sure. That felt pretty intense.
That he was a bad guy. Like, it's like if you're an alien and you vouch for humans, and the first guy you run into is like Mussolini. It's like, fuck. Like, this is a bad example. Can we get like a Mr. Rogers in here? Like it's just so like that was a really bad example. I was kind of hoping you'd run into other Githzerai like in town or something, and it just didn't quite happen. And you ran into the biggest prick of all time.
Yeah. Nope. Forever Rosie.
I didn't have like a preference for like Alex said, like we kind of knew their basic personalities and stuff like that, but I didn't think like going in that we were going to work with one group over the other until Bergthal.
Yeah, we were going to try to play both sides.
Till Birkenstocks
Yeah.
happened.
Birkenstocks.
Okay, I need to ask every group a few questions.
Mhm.
God.
How up on the rest of the arc were you? Did you listen to other people's stuff, or did you just not have time? I know work kind of got pretty savage for some of you, so like,
I started I think I got through like the first beginnings of everyone's arc, and then work got crazy. I really liked a lot of the other the way things were set up for a lot of the different groups. I need to go back and actually finish that. I wanted to, but I also didn't want to be thinking of other things while I'm playing. I'd want to make sure there's enough time between, so then I don't try to make a decision that's like influenced by like, oh, I know, Firebrand's over here or something, even though we're not really. But if we ever made the decision, because there was that chance to go back based on that event, but like I just didn't want to be influenced. But I think there were some really cool stories going on, and like flip on just changing. I like seeing people change their roles, like from what I did for Tuck, but then like, Jasper's character and all those things that's just so different than before that it's really cool to see people play different things.
Yeah, I only listened to, I think Overseer was the one I kind of dug in the most, but I never finished. And then a little bit of, I think it was Firebrand, the ones who are in charge of the city, the ones who are police.
Firebrand.
yeah.
Yeah, I started Firebrand. I got about like 4 episodes in, I think. But then, kind of to Michael's point, I didn't want it to affect my choices either, because Tobin was, he was a character concept, but he wasn't, in my mind, he wasn't fully fleshed out probably until about the first time we got our asses kicked. That's when it kind of finished being molded into what he was going to be.
And that's fair. So, okay, the reason I bring it up is because of Firebrand. You guys kind of have ties back on the mainland, and you're probably going to go back eventually. And if you go back, it's probably going to be Brightport you see first. Now, there are a few changes in Brightport, and I thought I would list these off for you. And then you tell me how your characters might react if they pulled into port. So first of all,
Oh God.
The mayor is dead. He was trampled to death in a riot.
Mm-hmm.
A good portion of the poorest part of the city was burned down.
Yeah.
Also, part of the riot. Firebrand completely fell apart and turned on each other. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't get to that part. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think the last thing I listened to was Batman. So
Man,
I got to
ugh.
Robot Buddy.
I got pretty far.
Yeah, I think I have 2 more because it's like Robot, and then I haven't been able to catch up. So okay.
Yeah, it gets better. So Paxton died.
Jeez.
And his soul was put into the body of a Warforged. And during the
Oh my
transfer,
God.
it tainted his perception of feelings and stuff like that. So it disconnected his empathy and stuff like that. And it's just pure logic. And he was tied to 50 other empty Warforged bodies that he now controls, an army of Warforged. And his natural instinct was, well, we're just going to use these to enforce the law. So
okay, Ultron.
Yes, it's a little Ultron.
Yep.
Because he's like, well, no, people don't have to get hurt anymore because these are just empty vessels. It's great. So he can see through their eyes.
Oh, God.
He has them perched up on buildings looking down at people. He has them make arrests. It's Skynet. It's fucked.
Oh, it's
This is where members of Firebrand went, and they basically split in half. So, and it's, so Then you have 3 new mayoral candidates. One is Seraph, who went back from Esterholt.
Whoa.
So Brightport's in a
Okay.
big state of flux. We're actually going to be holding a vote for listeners to see who's going to be the new mayor
They're
of.
gonna pick Seraph.
So
Oh God.
A lot of newer listeners will be like, "Who the hell's Seraph?"
yeah, and that's
Man,
fine. That's totally fine.
That's
But
fine.
like,
man, they don't know, man.
They'll hear that voice and know immediately.
yeah, he's,
Because they'll be like, oh, it's that kind of guy.
yeah, he doesn't have a voice that says you can trust me. Like,
Nah, no.
but man, I mean, like, basically part of it is they're going to make speeches and stuff like that. It's like, oh man, who knows the city better than him? Like he knows those poor areas, and he knows like, oh, it's going to be great.
He's gonna have such a
I
great
know.
campaign.
Yeah.
And who's to say he
God.
doesn't assassinate his competition?
I mean, that's
I feel
a
like that's a
hefty
lot of work.
allegation.
He probably
If you
doesn't
get rid
need
of
to do
one,
that.
it makes the campaign a little easier.
So there's this massive. So there's this massive upheaval, and that's where we're kind of picking things up in the new arc. And I can't wait because one of the groups is playing in Brightport.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Thank
It's
God.
not,
Not mine
I was gonna
either.
say you'll
Not
know
it.
if it's you.
Is it me? I think it's me.
It's not me.
You
know what I'm
should-
saying?
Are you the drama?
Are you the trap?
Or
That's
23?
what. Yes, you're. Yeah. You're.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You. That's you, Michael. That's,
nice.
Cool. I have a great idea for my plans for my character.
Oh.
yeah, we're talking, but like, I'm giving everybody a write up. Is like, hey, here's what you're walking into. Brightport's is like fucking. Like, there's some complications you need to know about. So yeah.
So that actually might make because I was kind of worried that the character I was going to pick because I'm going to stick with chaos, but as all you know, I like this trend I'm doing, but I kind of want to do some stuff that I want to make sure it's good with you first. But this the way I'm sounding of Brightport might actually fit right into the way this character might actually fit right in.
And here's the thing: the way I got to sit down with Zach because the way he was playing is a bunch of fucking Ed 209s in the street. Like fucking, it's so like I don't know if he's going to continue to escalate that.
Yeah, let's go, Zach. Let's go.
Just like after every
Zach.
session, just be like, "Hey, Zach, you want to roll some dice for me?"
Okay,
Yes.
this is what he wanted, and let me. I bet. Okay, Alex, I think you're going to jump in because I jumped in with the reference, and I know. So he's an automaton, and he has a hard time keeping track of everything. So if he's looking through the eyes of other Warforged, it's splitting his attention. Like he's still a person. So he wanted to be plugged in to the basement where he was created and have these conduits run throughout the city to be plugged into all of his sentinels.
This is fucking Mr. House? Is this motherfucker? Just...
I said master mold, but yes, like that's
Oh, no, even worse.
yeah. It's
My children.
Poor Zach did that. I love him so much. That's amazing.
Every time he goes down there, though, is he gonna say he's jacking in?
no one walk in. I will be jacked in. For
Do
several
not come in
hours.
here. Yeah. Master Mold needs its private time.
No matter what you hear, don't open that door.
Has anyone seen my adapter?
Oh,
Where's my dongle?
dingle dongles. Where's my dingle dongles?
So, if you guys were to pick up these characters again, and something we're going to be doing in Arc 5 is I'd like to zip around and check on characters every once in a while. What's next for the Gray? You guys stick together? Or are you like what's your sight set on now?
I mean, one already highlight on out. So, she's like, later,
Yeah,
suckers.
I mean, like But okay, hold on. I don't know if that's a real retirement or if it's like a Fast and the Furious retirement where it's like, I'm retired until the next time we need to do a movie. And then you go pick
Furious 3.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, yeah.
It's so far to travel.
That is
a
though.
lot.
Oh
but
my
Delphine, it's about
god.
family. You gotta.
Now we're Fast and Furious.
Yeah!
Family.
God. Oh
The answer's
no.
family.
Think about all the people you bring with you now. Like it's going to be like that's what the gray is. We could be Fast and Furious. Just the cast gets bigger and bigger every time. It's you just
But
start
then like
Kata-
60% will die if we fail every time.
I mean, don't fail is the thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just don't do that.
Then there's no drama.
Just we have to add a couple of like really jacked guys to it.
Hulk Hogan. There we go. That's what.
No.
Okay,
no.
Hulk Hogan just can't have a black guy on the team. That's all. Like it's just
Oh,
can't
no.
can't do it.
At least one who has to like hold a helicopter to a vehicle as they're driving around a sharp cliff corner.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys a picture because it's my favorite thing in the world. It is my
It's like a car
favorite.
going to space too, right? They do that.
Yes,
at some
they did
point?
that
They
in
go
the
to
last
space?
episode. Yes,
Yeah.
they did in the
That's
last
what
episode. I almost said, yeah, they totally. Yep.
Feels like that. There's been like 9 freaking
I'm
movies. It's
I'm
basically
waiting
a
for
series
the.
now.
They talk about the.
That's the only one I've ever seen.
The newest
Quite
one.
honestly.
That's not the one. That's not the
How
one to start.
lost
That's not
were
the one to
you?
start with.
I didn't know that it was like a Fast and the Furious movie until like the
How
end.
did you? Did Vin Diesel and The Rock not give it away? Rock wasn't. In it.
Not in this one. He'll be back though. They made up.
Did they?
Him and Vin Diesel.
Oh,
Yeah, made
good
up.
for them.
Aww.
Yeah.
Rock
they're
was being
buddies
a little
again.
bit of a dick. I'm just saying.
I mean,
You
some would say it's the other way around. I
Mm.
personally don't have a stake in either one. I
Look,
don't
you
care.
walk in
Hollywood
on movie
boy now.
5 and say you are the franchise, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm just saying. It's like, yeah, no one's debating. Yeah, you're a big part of it, but like, there was a whole cast of people there. Like, you know.
The groundwork was already laid.
So, while I'm pulling up this picture, because I got to show, we'll revisit the Hulk Hogan thing in a second. So, okay, that's not going away.
So
Mm.
I know Tuck would be going after Sidious, his mentor, and I know Tobin was potentially going to follow. I don't know if it would be if the whole group would go, or if it'd be like we're on shore leave and we're going to just go and do this, or if it was like, hey, we need to recruit because Mandy left, so we need to like fill that role, and having a full dedicated bard doesn't sound too bad. But
Yeah, I think Tobin would join him for sure. He made a promise. He's not going to break the promise. But he also said the same thing with Lee. He said, "We'll help you get home." Is what he wanted to do too.
I gave her a ton of money.
Well, I mean, she's
Fine.
an old lady.
she had plenty of stock equity plan.
I'm not trying.
Go get beat up.
I don't want
What?
the old lady to get punched and die. You know, I gotta be there.
Her cod's
Yeah,
not
that's why.
great.
You gotta take.
Just keeps him away. That's what she has to pour. Oh, stay away.
If Tobin could finagle it, he'd try and get like hey, Tuck and I would help you. We'll help you get home and find your wife, but then you got to help us find who Tuck's looking for, and try and wiggle a deal in there, and then possibly do like we're looking for new recruits for our boat, our company. We're on a hiring spree, and then just like once everything is said and done, come back to Delphine. Like, hey, I got some new crew members, and just like basically a bunch of little Jonases if you can find them.
I'm like, there's nobody on the ship. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
It's a ghost ship.
Just a bunch of orphan children that you're teaching
Hey.
to
Oh my
hide
You know what I'm
in
saying?
ducks.
Start 'em young.
Don't let me find you.
Yeah, exactly.
I also wanted to kind of close things out without telling the listeners any specifics. Can you kind of talk about what you might be excited about for the new arc? Character you might be playing, a scenario, without getting into specifics.
I'm not playing an asshole this time.
Hey,
Was he an asshole?
I didn't feel it was an
She was
asshole.
grumpy.
I didn't.
So.
Okay, you know what? I play with you in Vampires, so like Lee was nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, when you have that as
Yeah.
your belt, you know,
Like,
your
I
career.
love you. You were a cunt in Vampire. Like, you were
I
absolutely.
was. It was. I'm really good. Well, I like to feel like I'm really good at playing a bad person.
Um,
Wow.
I'm going to be, I guess, pseudo inverse. I'm going. My character is going. I'm going to try something I don't really do often. Like, or actually, you guys don't see often, and that is the jerk, manipulative liar style.
Ooh.
Wow.
Which, yeah, no one's seen it here.
trying to imagine you being
Yeah,
like
It's
a
hard.
jerk. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't envision that.
Yeah, figured it'd be fun. So I went from no health to lots of health, and in that power. Now it's like, okay, well, what's something in the middle, but then something like people would not expect, and
Worm tongue.
sounds like bright. Seems like it'll fit right in at Brightboard.
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
Mhm.
Wow.
I'm excited to explore a place that has been asked and talked a lot about, but we have not
Oh, that's
seen
good
yet.
stuff, Karen. Lay it on thick. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm also really excited to reunite with everybody because I've played with everybody that's gonna be on my group.
Oh,
It's really cool. One, it's great that people don't really leave the show all that much anymore. Like, Rob's the first person who's left in years. And he'll be back. Let's be honest. Like, it's
He'll miss us.
He's just on a
He's
sabbatical.
gonna be bored in a year.
he's gonna go retire to South America, and then the next big heist is gonna come up. We need to go to space, and we'll drive down and get Rob.
He's like, I've actually been listening
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
podcast again because I had some time, and I have some ideas.
We just need a nice booty clapping anthem, and then boom, that'll be.
Jesus Christ.
We'll find him in a.
Oh my god.
Man, I really appreciate you guys sitting down. Thank you so much. I can't wait to finish rolling up characters, and everyone I've sat down with, I've done this 4 times now, where I sit down and walk people through, learning Cortex basically and creating characters. And every time they sit down and go, I guess this, I guess, yeah. And then the first time they get a turn, they go, oh, that's it? And it clicks every single time. And it feels so fucking
Yeah.
good. So Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to know.
This is
I
what
don't
we're
wanna
closing
know.
this out
Yeah, I
with
don't
is
wanna know
Hulk
this.
Hogan.
No.
That's
No. Hold on.
He
Hold on.
doesn't deserve
Because
that.
it's the greatest visual gag ever. And okay, Hulk Hogan, big piece of shit, right? So, killed 1,000 careers, never gave back to anybody, just take. Then, there was a leaked sex tape video, which, gross, right? So,
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
no.
Ew.
And then after the sex, he decides to talk to this woman about how his daughter is dating an African American gentleman, and those aren't the words he used. So,
Oh, no.
and that, he goes into it. And he's like, "I'm racist to a point." Like, he's just it's fucked, and he just keeps talking, and it's like, well, there goes your career, right? So the WWE just cut ties with him, right? They don't allow him on the show. They don't show any of his old stuff. It's like, fucking get him out of there. So eventually they decide that the heat has died down enough. A couple years go by.
Oof.
And they invite him back on the show. So there's this big thing where everyone has to come out to the entrance ramp, and Hulk Hogan's hugging people. And I want to show you a picture of someone who thought they weren't on camera.
No. Booker T.
Oh.
Is that Booker
That's
T?
Booker T. So
I love
Booker T is just like this piece of shit. It's the greatest. That is a picture worth 1,000 words. It's so
Wow.
good. And there's so many stories of him going back and trying to shake hands with New Day, and New Day's like, no, we're good. Just the fact that it's just it's so good. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
He's about to give a missile dropkick to the back of the head.
Anyway, I think that's where we'll stop it here because, like, I'm gonna let something slip. If actually, you know what? I'm gonna get ready to turn the recorder off and end this episode. But do you guys want to know something cool about the next arc?
Yes.
Something I've been working on. Or something
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody out there, thank you
Yes.
so much.
You don't get to
You'll
hear.
hear-
Bye, guys.
Don't
Just
They'll discover.
imagine a giant smiley face.
Like, yes.
Yeah, no, it's taunting them. No, it is. I thought about it. I was going to say something. It is taunting. It was absolutely. It was pointed. I'm sorry, but we'll let you in on it all very soon. So thank you all so much. We'll see you next time, and we'll be catching up with the other 3 groups and hearing what they thought of everything. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.